Kassadin to pop off. They did try it out yesterday though. They tried it during the second game against Wild Rift Esports, and they did win that game as well, but with a different composition. I wonder if this time they will still be confident in picking the Kassadin up. The matchup included Vladimir, Seth has been removed alongside with the Gragas as well. Chansey, I think, will just go with the Alistar.
Alistar would do really well in this composition. Very tanky boys with great engage, while Soil, of course, will be picking up that Zeri. He's been very comfortable on it. 3 out of 3 games so far. In this match, he has played that Zeri. Just, you know, not doing anything too fancy, just being a good damage dealer in that dragon lane. So, not all too much pressure on Soil, but the Xayah here, keeping Kong safe, a lot more safety here. But of course, if they're able to get that Galio going in from level 1 to 2, then that could be a very difficult kill lane to deal with. But the Kassadin, as you were discussing, will be picked up, but the Sona as well. Lots of stats, lots of utility here for Thundertalk.
It's going to be Speed City here on the side of Thundertalk. They don't really have the severe, but still can be effective, especially that they already have 2 front lines on their side. Let's see if this is going to be very effective in this match against FPX, because they have a lot of bursts on their side as well. The Xayah can prove to be very good at zoning the members of Thundertalk away as well, especially because of the feathers and the blade caller. Let's see. Everything is on the line right now here in this series. Whoever wins this will have leverage in terms of points and will be closer towards that series point as well.
Exactly, this game, while it's not yet, you know, the match point or anything, it's still a very important game, especially with these kind of newer compositions, because for the past 2 games we've seen almost basically the exact same composition twice for both of them, but now they're getting a little bit more different, a little bit more experimental. I like the Kassadin pick, but as you said, as you mentioned, it is going to take a while to come online, so that is the risk that FPX is going to take. Their composition does look very, very stable, but you know, far from the early game aggression that we are quite used to seeing from FPX. But the Sona, well, this is going to be kind of a baptism of fire here for Shangzi on that Sona.
Yeah, and this is just one of the things we love about Wild Rift, how great the teams are in drafting compositions creatively as well. Sona has been a great pair for the Hecarim as well, that normally we do see with the Severe as well. But regardless, it can still prove to be very useful. The thing about this draft though is that the Dragon Laner and the support of Thundertalk should be very careful, especially that they don't really have that much frontline, at least in the lane.
Yeah, but even with no Sivir, I think that because Zeri is also a very speedy champion, could still pretty much function almost the same way, just on an individual level. Now, wow, 69 seconds of crowd control by Chow in the last game. That's pretty nice, I would say.
Very nice.
Very nice indeed.
Insanely nice. And it is back-to-back as well. Chansey taking a bit of poke is just damage felt by Thundertalk in general.
Yeah, now, this is, again, a very different kind of playstyle for FPX. Looks a lot more passive, a lot more scaling available for them. But with that Camille, you know, they could still go for some early game fights, some early game skirmishes here, especially when that Camille hits 5 once he gets his Hextech ultimatum unlocked. They could start looking for more, but looks like Shin is just crossing the wave now because he knows there is not really a threat from the Garen.
Yeah, it's basically playing as a Sin in the top lane, and pretty much there's nothing that 128 can do in the lane phase. Just clear out the way, prevent the enemy waves from crashing into his tower as well. I think the 7 spotted out is still fine.
Spotted out, the bottom lane will be coming in to assist because, you know, Z is in a very good spot as of Vladimir against, you know, Camille and the Kassadin. Until that Rift Walk comes up, and you know, even until, say, he gets his 3rd ultimate point, that Kassadin is going to be a lot less effective. His delta is a lot lower than that Vladimir is throughout the entire game. So, until, you know, at the very end when they scale up.
It takes so much time.
That's a stun in Soil. That's the flash out. But there's going to be XY coming in. The flash has been forced from Xiao. There's also Shadows to get that first blood. Kong, though, still fighting back. Though Shang-Chi, there's that. Yep, the dancing finale, the disco ball of doom, as I like to call it, will just keep Thundertalk safe. That first blood, very nice.
Especially with the timing there of X5, right? It's already a full commitment by FPX. We look into that replay as well and how it was perfectly orchestrated. Xiao going in too deep. Perfect timing as well by the flash of Soul, and that's just a crazy execution by X5. Punish the open extension, and no trace at all was made by FPX simply because of a great use of the dancing finale by Chen Si. That any sort of follow-up, it will take some time as well for the Kassadin to be able to make great moves here in this game as well. Level 13 is the name of the game here for FPX. But even so, Thundertalk does have great scaling as well and can be threatening.
It definitely can, especially if they're able to get some leads in the early and mid game with the help of XY, who, you know, has been a lot more proactive so far than his counterpart, Xingdao7. Even though, you know, Xingdao7, he was the MVP of the last game because of the way that he just controlled the game with his Lee Sin, controlled so much of the map, basically was the hero for that entire game. But now, kind of relaxing a little bit, taking a back seat at the moment because everybody on the side of FPX just wants to scale up. They don't really want to go for, you know, those big, aggressive early games that we're used to seeing from them. So this is they're kind of showing that they can play the long game as well, which kind of has been happening for the past couple of games. The long game has been the focus for both of these teams.
Yeah, Thundertalk as well getting a bit of a leverage in terms of gold early into this game as well, prior to the 5-minute mark in which objectives are going to be spawning up. Black Cleaver picked up already by XY is again just some lead that he has over Xingdao7 just because of that gank in the bottom lane. It can be useful for them later on as well. Execution Calling picked up early as well. That's how good actually this Hecarim is compared to the Camille.
Yeah, that first blood really doing a lot of work for him, and that does mean that the XY is going to be the first here on that dragon. He has been seen by the Scuttle Crab, but look at that, already engaged onto the bottom lane. That is going to be a dead Kassadin just very, very casually. Wasn't even able to rift walk out of there, as Shang-Chi just kept Soil so healthy, and XY just soloing that Drake. A trade of objectives, of course. Just Rift Herald for Drake, but it does seem like Thundertalk, they want to once again set up for the big soul later on by grabbing that first Drake. And man, Soil is getting so much done here in the bot lane on that turret, just already getting 3 tower plates as well as that Kassadin kill. He's going to be coming back very, very fed. Ooh. Could have been close. But this shouldn't be taking that tower, yeah. Just some turret plates, because they didn't get that first plate yet. But SkyFL, you can feel he's already starting to hurt a little bit, but not too much. Z, you know, he is taking quite a bit of damage, but there is no window for them to really aggress onto that Kassadin, especially with that Rift Walk still available. So a very kind of difficult situation in the mid lane for both teams to look for a positive outcome. Yeah, so it is kind of weird that it's Thundertalk who are being a lot more aggressive in the early game compared to FPX. Because that's something we've been seeing throughout the regular season. But, you know, FPX, they know that if they're able to survive for a while, if they're able to keep themselves, you know, not losing until the late game, then they become instantly so much more threatening because of that cat and because of that Saya that can't keep herself safe while doing so much damage. So I guess we shall see, because the ganks are not coming out so far here from either Xby or Bo7. Exactly. Speaking of fights, at objectives, the Infernal Drake should be spawning in a bit, and Xby does want to have the first position there. Great to Bo7. Now Xin, though, he's going to be tanking that Damashian Justice and just walking away. He knows that he's safe to just get out of there. Doesn't even need the Dominus. Doesn't even flash. Just walks away from the Garen. Closer and closer we get to Skyafell being an absolute menace later on. But of course, if he doesn't have a lot of items, even if he gets level 13, it's going to be still a difficult time for him to try to go for some kills, especially considering that he is not in the lead in any way, shape, or form here compared to the enemy mid laner. So yeah, it does look like in about 7 seconds this dragon is spawning. Xby should be around the mid lane. This is where they're going to be coming in to contest. You know, the top laners are being called down to assist.
Let's see if FPX this time can actually fight. Thundertalk is going towards the bottom side. Xby just pressuring them, just zoning them actually.
Yeah, look at that sustain as well from Shang Siege. Xby can just keep doing this, can keep showing himself, threatening that onslaught of shadows. And they're so pumped up. That could be a good opportunity, but he doesn't want to go for it just at the moment. But you can see that Chengxi is just keeping him topped up, just little by little. There's the onslaught of shadows finally onto 2, and they're trying to isolate Dawn 128 there, but there's the hero's entrance coming in from Chao. Nobody has died yet, but it should be the first kill. On the shit, almost, but not quite. He's just 1 HP. Xby now focusing on that Drake. They've successfully pushed FPX back. A bunch of F7 still very healthy, can still contest, can still go for the Smite Seal, while Shin is not in the fight. Skyfell finally making his way in, but he gets exhausted immediately and almost killed, actually.
So close!
So he has to get away from there, so this just makes FPX's fight a lot less easy, a lot more challenging, so they will just go for that tower instead and give up the Drake to Thundertalk.
Yeah, they have to give it away. It's not yet time. FPX though, just giving their intention actually, just threatening a little bit there, starting to fight back, which is very positive of FPX. Yes, they have to give the dragon away simply because it's not time yet, but they're starting to actually be able to fight back, which is a great indication of their scaling actually happening on the side of FPX. Later on, when the candidate is level 13 and has picked up his 3rd item, that is going to be the time in which Thundertalk has to rethink if they should be going in towards a fight. And even if they have picked up the 2 dragons already, the last dragon, the Battle for Soul, is going to be much more difficult for Thundertalk.
Yeah, this pressure being put on FPX because of that sell point is really big. Even though the gold lead is not all too big, it should be noted that, you know, because of those 2 dragons, the scaling for Thundertalk is going to be a lot stronger coming into the later phases of the game. But with that Baron there is always that threat that if you lose a fight, you know, they can just bulldoze that over. But Shin has been isolated here. 1 versus 2. Don is going to be the one to take that kill. X by now coming in, but he doesn't want to go for that 1v2, even with the Damasha Justice not already being used. So, once again, that is going to be a very good pick for FPX.
Not done yet. He's here?
We are not done. Shingdao7 is in a lot of trouble. I don't think that Hemoplague went off, so Z is not going to be able to finish that kill off from the side. So, it's still a great way to push them back, but not enough to get that kill.
Yeah, imagine 13 minutes and we only have 3 total kills in this game. Everyone is just scaling up. And again, that's just respect by both of these teams. It's very uncharacteristic actually to see FPX not looking for kills. But it's their design of their composition. It's them just focusing on the win condition of this composition right now. 2 items already here for the Scattered, plus the Zonia's Hourglass enchantment for the boots as well. So it would be very helpful for repositioning later on. When he is caught by the members here of Thundertalk, and so much defensive items picked up is again going to be problematic here for Thundertalk to take this Kassadin down.
And I love the discipline here being shown by FPX. They're usually used to, you know, just risking everything for the skirmish, risking everything to engage on 1, maybe 2 people, but they have been really just trying to find small leads here. That was actually that 1 versus 2 that they did on Shin was the very first kill that they had this entire game. SkyFL, he's looking to get maybe an assassination here. He's level 12, just a little bit under that level 13 power spike. If he gets onto X by here, it could be very deadly because Shin and Soil are around as well.
Ooh.
But oh my god, he just almost dies there.
He's dead.
He actually does die. He just immediately gets 1 shot, basically. So now it's going to be a 4v5. There's a hero's entrance. Shingdao7, though, is the other one who gets taken out. But, you know, they are still alive. The Martian Justice does not take out Soil. X-By is gone. He says bye-bye. Don128 trying to go for the dive. There's a Justice Punch and the Ignite. And SkyFL goes for the Rift Walk. All he needs to do is go for the E, and that's exactly what happens. Everything is falling apart for Thundertalk. The last man standing is not standing for all too long as Shin. Actually, he gets at least 1 kill before he goes down. But that is a 5-4-2. FPX gets at it.
Imagine only having 1 kill for 14 minutes and then suddenly getting 5 kills, an ace against Thundertalk that has 2 dragon stats prior to this fight. And it all started with a patience play by SkyFL. Z did not expect 2 things to happen. 1 is the flank by Sky, and 2, the damage output by the Kassadin and the Ignite take him down as well. Thundertalk tried to retire it, but again, not having the Vladimir on this fight is key for FPX winning towards this, because Soil as well was pressured to fall back immediately after being pinned down by the majority of the members of FPX. And no damage at all on the side of Thundertalk. Even if they have the Sona for the sustain, no damage was dealt by FPX.
Oh, Shingdao7 already on that Ice Drake. This is going to be a pretty big fight here. They need to go for that steal, and that's not going to happen. No soul once again. And that Blood Pool will keep Z safe. There's a Hextech Ultimatum into the hero's entrance, but that could have been a mistake because Don128 is already down. It's going to be a 5 versus 4. But Thundertalk get that 1 kill. Unfortunately, they wanted the Dragon. So now they are going to go threaten Baron. That's now that, you know, Shingdao7 does not have a smite.
This is what we talked about. FPX slowly bouncing back. Baron gonna be starting with Thundertalk.
SkyFL could go big here. Challenging Shingdao7. They are playing defense. They are distracting Thundertalk. Waiting for SkyFL to go for it. Oh my god, so tense. SkyFL makes his way into the Baron pit. The steal coming in for FPX, and they've trapped Thundertalk inside the pit. They've already gotten 3. Now Soil is gone, and Shin is the last man standing once again, but he will be standing now. What a hold from FPX. What a play from SkyFL. And of course, Shingdao7. Everything is going FPX's way.
And they're just running their way towards mid lane. They have been very patient for 15 minutes. And after the patience play, this time it's time to reap the fruits of their labor. And that's gonna be game number 3 for FPX.
Shin is the last line of defense, but he won't be defending it for long. He still goes down just milliseconds before the Nexus does. And FPX secure their 2nd game of the series. 2 more, and they advance.